chemical trails. There's an illusion here. This certain Saturday, September 2021. Yes, it is obviously still a futuristic art project going on. Some very distant background noises slowly leaving us. Since, well, there are some mysterious activities in this house and these houses as well, but you know, it's still possible to get a look at this smooth touch for 600 krona, and yeah, we can go forward into the lunch areas and such. Yes, the doctor will see you in the above editions, and yes, yeah, we're obviously post COVID. Some schools. And apart from that, a very quiet Saturday. So outside in the Silicon Valley, I suppose, Asymmetrica, office rentals and such. Well, sun is also shining, and the forum is right here. The forums, yes. I will do a generic reading, but it's actually going to be from pages connected to 8 or 9 project handbooks. Events happened in 2017, and that connects to a reading that will take place, which is part of the longest version of the sequel novel to 2023, that is. This is quite obviously a simple fact, since a project new book is a new book and a project handbook is a handbook. It's also the case of umbricks. Yes, around 30,000 bricks will eventually form a pyramid, probably in Liverpool, the United Kingdom, the Stockholm area. But this is old news. Well, not that old, but 2017, around 400 persons gathered to experience the book launch for 2023. Page numbers were handed out, a band was formed, and time has passed more than 4 years, but well, there's still a sequel novel called 2046 in 3 variants, and the umbricks are placed and also for sale as physical objects at coffee.com/Pries Verhon. But then again, I do hate Amazon. I hate Amazon, but I also hear that Twitch might be owned by Amazon. So that's a contradiction in itself, just like the umbrick is on a umbrick. An umbrick is not planned to be part of a people's pyramid, since it's not a umbrick. So they are more mobile and available 5 in October 2021. So it's coming up in around 2-ish weeks or so, but I will now introduce and read 2 random pages from 2046, the third and longest variant. It's quite similar to the second variant and the first variant. The first variant of 2046 is already available via Amazon. The second variant gets published August 23, 2022. Obviously so. Whereas the third and longest version is planned to have a release August 23, 2023. And this is where 2 pages, well actually 4 pages, but 2 pages have been read plenty of times, and 2 other pages will be read today from 2023. No, I mean Sorry, from 2046, the longest variant yet to be released through some form of publishing company, preferably not Amazon, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, 2046 variant 1 also has some introductions to 2069, a sequel novel. Just one part has been written so far, so it needs to be like 7 or 8 parts above 377 pages, just like 2046 variant 3 is so over 400 pages. 2046 variant 3. Anyway, Pries Verhon is my name, and futuristic art is my game. So let's open this little booklet and see what's inside. Yeah, just put it over here, and yeah, the person is slowly entering the forum at Grow House Asymmetrica. And there's also an innovation school there. This is basically Kista in the Swedish Silicon Valley, I suppose, but you know, yeah, it's a calm Saturday in the post-COVID times. Since the umbricks for sale, well, we do have some COVID information, at least 2 or 3, but two hours don't. 10 umbricks have actually been physically placed in various locations in the Stockholm region mainly, but also, yeah, in another city. The 5th was placed January 1, 2021 in Linköping somewhere. But the other 9 bricks are placed around the Stockholm region and area, so they are more mobile and not static. Some have also been picked up and placed at other places. This is due to the fact that umbricks are not part of the People's Pyramid, which should be very clear by now. And again, for a start, it is being written as we speak. Pries Verhon is my game. No, well, it's a name, but futuristic art is my game. Hashtag FFA, PFK hashtag. The time is 12:55, and it's September 2025. Should be, yeah. Well, it's late September, and I'm here in Kista, Stockholm, Sweden, doing and preparing a reading on 2046, which is the official or unofficial sequel novel to 2023 in 3 variants. And again, false start. And I do quote, since I will read 2 pages from the actual sequel novel. Only 2 pages, but 2 different pages than the usual pages that have been read quite a few times. So new experiences, but from the same novel in a longer form. Yes, and again, Pries Verhon is my name, futuristic art is my game. I heter Masada, it is being written as we speak. Det skrivs samtidigt som vi talas vid. Då så, och jag citerar, and I do quote. Page 257. With the past, present, or the future is for obvious reasons important. So, let us start with the background. I must give you the background and the story of the futuristic art manifesto. I must bring you the past so that you can understand the future and the manifesto. I must put it in context. I believe that context and background is important, so I will give you the background. Later in this manifesto, I will also provide a manual so that it is possible for you, the reader, to create your own futuristic art. But I must now provide you with the background, the context, and some form of blueprint, and information on what futuristic art is, has been, and will be. I will now start with background. Pay attention. In 2014, I was in personal dire straits. Not in any kind of obsolete rock band, mind you, but on the extreme dole. In Sweden, we have a form of last line of social support, lifeline, or whatever you may call it. It basically means you have to report to the local city on what jobs you search, what income, if any, you have, and what you need apart from the very bare necessities. This is a hard-to-know life, forgive the pun, and some of this information is already available in the Aleppo Manifesto. since the Aleppo Manifesto is a forest futuristic manifesto. Next page. That is well and proper, and this is a slight rewrite and very important to read, understand, and to put into context. If you do not read this, you will not understand the background, and you will not understand what forest futuristic art is. You will not understand this manifesto without reading the background. I will now keep explaining the background. Pay attention. As mentioned earlier, 2014 was somewhat of a rough year, but I decided to fight the system and fight the power, and also to fight the law. I fought the law, and behold, I actually won. I won against bureaucracy and the extreme dole, and I did it to using and creating forest futuristic art. It is really quite simple. I had to complete certain tasks in order to get my paycheck, welfare, whatever you may call it. And it had to be done with bureaucratic correctness. Doing it wrong basically meant no money. So I took it upon myself to attach art. I created some trailers for my feature film, for example. I invited the city workers to my anti-racist events. I applied for money. I applied for more money than I could get, just to be denied said money, and have a case in the lowest of the courts here in Sweden. Förvaltningsrätten. I applied for money not to get money, but in order to bring my art not only to the city workers, but to the court. Also to invite more people to my anti-racist events, and in order to create forced futuristic art. I must now explain why this art is forced. Since it is hard to explain art, I needed to just make it and spread it. Since it is hard to get others to even be interested in your art, I needed to just make it, spread it, and make it available. So that's just two random pages. Well, not that random, since the page number is stated, page 257 and 258. But, well, you know, it's still connected to this Project Umbrick format. Quite a few have been written as short stories. Each Project Umbrick is supposed to be 52 pages long. 51 pages, but the last page always stating something about the Principia Discordia, since I have written the Principia Discordia for the 2010s, late 2010s, and two text variants during the 2020s. Two text variants of the Principia Discordia, how I met Goddess, and what I did to her when I met her as Project Umbrick, naturally. But I mean, the Project Umbrick format is a bit longer than a Project MooBook. This is due to the fact that Project MooBook is also a short story, but if you were to write, say, 7, 8, 9 Project Umbooks, well, that would bring you a novel. You compile it, and that's how you can handle it, naturally. So I'll just keep walking a bit here and talking, naturally. Anyway, so 2046 is consisted of around 8, maybe 9 Project Umbooks. I've added some information towards the very end due to the simple fact that, hey, why not? At least I think that a proper novel should be more than 350 or 370 pages, but I mean, it's up to you as a writer or reader what you think is convenient or work with format. However, 2046 has 3 variants due to 2023 being a trilogy, but it's 1 volume, so that's also a way to do. So 2069 just picks up 2046, and 1 Project Umbrick has already been written, and I'll keep writing and attaching some new material in order to create a sequel novel compiled in, let us say, 7 or 8, maybe 9 parts. And it's going to take a while, because I mean, other writings are needed to have going, such as Ooh, the chemtrails once again. Such as chemtrails. Yeah. Gå vidare. Yeah. My internet connection hasn't become much better after the COVID vaccines, but maybe that's just me. You know, John mnemonic and all that. Anyway, here are some pictures of people dying. It's from persons have just thrown away empty cigarette boxes. So. Anyway, my rants, I'm losing some context right now, but that doesn't really matter, since 2069 will be kept on writing. I've written 2 text variants of the Principia Discordia for the 2020s, which means that 2 more is needed. I will write 2 more Principia Discordia for the 2020s. So 5 in total. Seems like a number, since the first is written in 2019, mostly a picture book. Yeah. Could be interesting. However, I think that the 2 last text versions needs to be short stories, not novel material, but considering the basic rants idea, of course, because why not? That's an option, rants. However, it's also possible to have like a modern retelling or rewriting or inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft. It's a offer that I do admire. Very problematic when it comes to feminism, and some portions could be interpreted as racist. Well, it's still interesting to take part in the readings naturally, since it has been reinterpreted. Lovecraft Country works as a 2 seasons TV series naturally, and The Color of Space was actually the last movie that I saw in theaters before the COVID times that are upon us. Above us only sky. No, passar. So I'll just keep walking down the stairs here. So Lovecraft inspired short story, I think that could work as Principia Discordia, Proticam book Principia Discordia, how I met Lovecraft, and or how I wrote Lovecraft, and what I did with when I was finished. I'm trying to find a publisher naturally, but the subtitle is still a work in progress, since I haven't even started with the short story. It will be written. It is being written as we speak. This gives some tids med alla svit. So, 2 text variants of Principia Discordia for the 2020s need to be written, and 1 will be mostly rants or whatever I feel like. It could be written whatever, actually. It doesn't really matter that much. Well, I mean, to a reader it does, but it's based upon text from or inspired by text from the 1960s or 50s connected to Church of the Subgenius and such texts, but that also inspired the Illuminati trilogy by Robert Anton Wilson and the Shia person. But that is in the very old, and that's way in the past with the submarine references. Oh, number 52 right there. I do know. Yeah. Oh, some McAfee from McDonald's. Okay, well, if you have a car, you can have a guest parking activity going on here, so I'm just walking instead. 405. No KLF plates available. Anyway, this is just a long rant because I've been talking more than reading from the short story. The novel, which is complete, and bricks are possible to purchase for those interested. That is, because interest might be had. Maybe. Well, Amazon is not the publisher's choice for the final 2 short stories for obvious reasons. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, it's a windy fall day, autumn. Persons are passing me from the younger generation. Yes, quite. Yeah. And the mall is open. I'll just not film the younger generation because, you know, some of us are born in the 1900s and not past the millennium and all that. So, you know, it's still possible to relate, but not as easy. Well, it depends on your mood. And it's a windy day here. But the intent and the purpose is to actually keep writing 2069 part 2. It's a few pages jotted down, and to then just get started with Principia Discordia, which kind of sneaks into 2069 and 2046 at times, but it will be read as we speak. It will be written as we speak. No, just talking. Right now, okay, it's a car being parked here. It's blackish, very dark. Darkly colored. Just standing here with the lights on, so okay. And some lights, camera action. Oh, some bugs, insects. Anyway, yeah, Pries Verhon is my name and futuristic is my game. I'll actually end this video connected to the Twitch, and might be possible to do a download and YouTubing later, but yeah, the COVID restrictions is right in place here. So, 327, and persons are exiting the tower. Someone states on the back of the jacket or sweater that it's time to visit Rwanda, but well, I'm here in Kista, Stockholm, Sweden, doing a major rant here. It's quite a big building here. So, Pries Verhon is my name, futuristic is my game. It is being written as we speak, and I quote and unquote. This has been a futuristic art project, readings from 2046, bearing free, and some other information connected to Project Umbrick format as a short story. Other stuff, rants and other. Yes, that's all for now.